Hey everyone, let's just jump right into this explainer and unlock what I like to call the ultimate cheat code for your money. Ranveer's 35-age milestone plan. If you've ever felt like personal finance is this massive, overwhelming puzzle they completely forgot to teach us in school, don't worry, you are definitely not alone. Today, we're going to distill Ranveer's absolute smartest strategies into one single, hyper-focused roadmap for early freedom.
So, here is our mathematical blueprint to get you there. We're going to cover 1. The age 35 freedom plan. 2. Beating the inflation trap. 3. Smart budgeting and saving rules. 4. Protecting your financial future. 5. Building assets and multiplying wealth. And finally, 6. Calculating your retirement number.
All right, starting with Section 1. The age 35 freedom plan. Because honestly, before we even touch the math, we've got to wire our brains for success.
So are you actually ready to retire by 35? Like, really ask yourself that. Are you prepared to make those aggressive, highly focused mindset shifts right now in your 20s to make this dream a reality? The brutal truth here is that achieving financial freedom by your mid-30s isn't about getting lucky. It's a highly intentional milestone. Your 20s and early 30s are going to require a relentless, laser-like focus on minimizing your expenses and maximizing your hustle.
Now, check out this contrast, because it's absolutely crucial. You have to lean heavily on your active income right now in your 20s to eventually generate the passive income that buys your freedom. Active income, that's your day job, your business, your freelance gig, you're trading your time for cash. But passive income, oh, that's the dream. That's money flowing into your bank account while you're sleeping or traveling the world. The whole point of your 20s is to use that active income to build up enough passive income sources so that by 35, you literally don't have to work another day if you don't want to.
Moving right along to Section 2, beating the inflation trap. Because you might be wondering, why can't we just dump all that active income into a savings account and call it a day?
While simply leaving your hard-earned cash sitting idle is actually super dangerous. Why? Because of inflation, the invisible thief that silently steals your purchasing power over time. Think about it, right? A 10 rupee bag of chips today is practically guaranteed to cost 15 rupees tomorrow. As the economy develops, prices just naturally go up. So if you leave 1 lakh rupees sitting in a basic bank account, a decade from now, that exact same money is going to buy you significantly less. It's literally losing value while you do nothing.
I love this analogy because it brilliantly shows why we need modern financial tools. It's kind of like this. If your money is a tree, a basic savings account is just water. Sure, it keeps it alive, offering a tiny bit of growth, but that rate is terrible compared to inflation. To make your money tree truly explode in size, you need the heavy-duty fertilizer of strategic investments. Which leads us perfectly into Section 3, Smart Budgeting and Saving Rules. To buy that fertilizer, we need capital, bringing us to the everyday math of budgeting.
Okay, let's talk about the famous 50-30-20 rule. This ensures half your income covers your essentials while strictly dedicating a fifth to your future. Let's say you take home $50,000 a month. Exactly half, $25,000, goes to absolute essentials: rent, groceries, electricity. Then $15,000 or 30% is for your wants. You know, going out, weekend parties, new clothes. But here's the absolute game changer. That final 20%. 10,000 rupees must be forcefully rotted into your savings and investments. If you want to retire by 35, that part is non-negotiable.
But how do you guarantee that 20% actually gets invested? You have to use the first week rule and flip the entire script. Always invest first, spend later. The biggest mistake people make is spending all month and just crossing their fingers that there's something left to invest at the end. Spoiler alert, that never works. If your paycheck hits on the 5th, your automated investments absolutely must trigger on the 6th. Pay your future self first and build your life around what's left.
All right, Section 4, Protecting Your Financial Future. Before we play offense, we have to set up our defense to protect Ranveer's early retirement roadmap. You can't build the castle on quicksand.
First up, you need exactly 6 times your monthly expenses sitting securely in an emergency fund. If you spend $25,000 a month, you need exactly 1.5 lakhs in liquid cash for absolute emergencies. But wait, don't just settle for a measly 2.5% return. Talk to your bank, activate an auto-sweep facility, and boom, you're suddenly earning a massive 6 to 7% interest. You're literally doubling your return while keeping that cash totally accessible.
Next up, you've got to protect your family with a pure term life insurance policy. The magic number here is exactly 20 times your annual income. Making 5 lakhs a year? You need a 1-core plan. Making 10 lakhs? Get a 2-core plan. And notice I said term plan. We are absolutely not mixing insurance with our investments here. Just pure, defensive term insurance to make your family's future bulletproof.
And finally, on the defense side, avoiding the debt trap. Your total monthly EMIs should literally never cross 40% of your take-home pay. I'm talking car loan, home loan, personal debt. Combine them all. If they demand more than 40% of your income, you are over-leveraged. Play around with EMI calculators online before you sign anything to make sure you stay safely beneath that 40% ceiling.
Okay, defensive safety net is locked in. Let's move to Section 5, building assets and multiplying wealth. Time to step on to the offensive line.
In your 20s, your main focus has to be minimizing liabilities and stacking up on-paper assets. Basically, a liability is anything that loses value, like that flashy new car that depreciates the second you drive it off the lot. An asset, though, that puts money in your pocket over time. While older generations always swear by physical real estate, modern on-paper assets, like stocks and mutual funds, can actually be vastly superior and a lot safer for beginners trying to build wealth without massive upfront risk.
So where do you actually put the money? Well, just use the 100 minus age rule to easily calculate your perfect split between aggressive equity and stable debt. It's incredibly simple. Take the number 100 and subtract your age. Let's say you're 30. 100 minus 30 is 70. That means 70% of your portfolio should aggressively chase high returns in equity, like stocks. The remaining 30%, that acts as a stabilizer in safer debt instruments. It's just a brilliant instant guideline.
And if you're wondering how fast your assets are going to grow, meet my absolute favorite shortcut, the Rule of 72. You literally just divide 72 by your expected interest rate to see exactly how many years it takes your money to double. Let's say you find a fixed deposit offering a 7% return. 72 divided by 7 is roughly 10. Boom. You instantly know it takes about 10 years for your money to double there. What if it's 10%? 72 divided by 10 is 7.2 years. Just 10 seconds of mental math to map out your entire wealth timeline.
To keep all this straight, organize your portfolio using this 3x3x3 investment plan. This is your ultimate checklist. First, secure the 3 essentials: your term life, health insurance, and that 6X emergency fund. Take a breath, get those done. Second, knock out the 3 first things: prepaying expensive debt, starting a retirement plan like NPS, and hedging against chaos with sovereign gold bonds. Only once those 2 tiers are totally secure, then you aggressively deploy capital into the top tier: stocks, mutual funds, and real estate.
And now for the grand finale. Section 6, calculating your retirement number. This is the exact amount of money you need to just quit working.
Now, the standard traditional advice says you need 25 times your annual expenses saved up to retire at 60. So if your yearly expenses are 10 lakhs, traditional advice says you need 2.5 crores saved. Why? Because at a modest 4% interest rate, 2.5 crores generates exactly 10 lakhs a year in passive income. And if you retire at 60, this 25x rule works perfectly because that money only needs to last a few decades.
But here's the massive catch. Because inflation will eat at your wealth for decades longer if you retire at 35, you realistically need a corpus of 33 to 40 times your annual expenses. If you punch out of the workforce at 35, your money has to survive potentially 50 extra years of inflation. The old 25x rule? Yeah, that's going to leave you broke. To truly secure early freedom, you have to aggressively aim for 33 to 40 times your yearly spend. That is your true mathematical milestone.
Now, a quick reality check. Remember that these rules are incredible guides, but personal finance is deeply, deeply personal. You always have to adjust these formulas to fit your lifestyle and avoid financial allergies. Just because pineapples are healthy doesn't mean you should eat them if you're allergic, right? The 50-30-20 rule, the rule of 72, the 40x corpus, they are powerful thumb rules, but you absolutely must mold them around your unique career path and life goals.
So, here's my question for you. What is your exact 40x retirement number? Actually calculate your target right now. Look at your budget and decide what financial fertilizer you are going to plant today to grow your future freedom. You have the blueprint now. You know you need to prioritize active income, dodge the inflation trap, automate those investments on the 6th, and build a fortress of on-paper assets. The path to Ranveer's age 35 financial freedom is crystal clear. The only question is, are you ready to take the first step? Start calculating, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.